Did you know that there are two types of energy that help determine your success and happiness? Today, I'm going to talk about how energetic leadership can transform your life, your career, and your organization. So, a lot of time when I'm talking to professionals in coaching sessions or just in general, a lot of them share with me that they have difficulty maintaining energy and productivity, especially in remote work right now. Maintaining enthusiasm and avoiding burnout is critical. This is a really strange year. A lot of things are going haywire, and people are struggling with burnout and productivity and how to maintain their energy, especially in new circumstances. So maybe you've struggled with some of those things, and it's perfectly natural to be experiencing some of those struggles right now, considering everything that we're going through as a society. But when things change so drastically and unexpectedly, our usual comforts and our routines that help sustain us and get us moving, they all go away. And so we have to figure out a new way of being. We have to figure out a new way of doing things to help motivate us and help keep our work moving forward. So it's really important to understand energy and how we can harness it to keep us motivated and moving forward. So I think one of the first things that we need to understand is that essentially energy is everything. I mean, that is the most foundational principle I can share today is energy is everything. Physically, it animates our bodies. We need energy so that we can keep moving forward physically. Emotionally, energy is what empowers us to connect with others and to move forward in life. Spiritually, energy is the ability to tap into our intuition and our higher self and to help decide our worldview and then what decisions we're going to make based on that worldview. So nothing exists without these energies flowing through them. So it's really important to understand how important this concept is about energies. So there are two kinds of energies, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So there's anabolic energy, catabolic energy. So anabolic energy is constructive, building, healing energy. It just makes you feel good. It's the energy that you get that gives you endorphins and dopamine. It's exciting, it's upbeat. It's that thing that when you're doing something that you love or you're in flow, it's just like you're riding a wave, you're on this energetic high. Anabolic energy is it gives you that boost that you need to move forward. So we want to be in anabolic energy as much as possible. Catabolic energy, conversely, is draining. It's destructive. It's the type of energy that releases catabolic chemicals that literally, cortisol and adrenaline, they tear down your muscles and your body. It can eat away at your cells. And this is what you experience when you're feeling fear, anger, anxiety. It's basically things that you might be feeling right now about the pandemic, about your job, about your family's health, all these different things. That's catabolic energy. And when you experience it for too long, when it's compounded, when day after day you're experiencing more catabolic energy than anabolic, it can affect your health. It can affect your ability to be creative. And it definitely brings down your energy level because it's a very low energy. So it's really important to be aware of these two kinds of energy. On a typical day, your energy is flowing naturally. It's like you got probably a good mix, a lot of anabolic, some catabolic, but it's really helping you get into flow. On a bad day, you're experiencing all of that negative energy that's really pulling you down. That's the catabolic. And as I said, if you do that too long, it can really have a negative effect on you and on your health. The key here is to be aware about what kind of energy you're experiencing. So if you can immediately say, I'm experiencing anabolic or I'm experiencing catabolic, that's going to be a key step in moving forward and being able to manage your energy, which directly affects your productivity and your overall health and happiness and success. So it's interesting because energy follows a sequence. So first of all, we usually have a thought, something that we think, which leads to a feeling, which then leads to the action. And that's the other thing you need to be aware of is when you're in a certain energy flow, there's something going on with a thought that you had, then a feeling, and then the action that you took as a result of the thought and the feeling. So for example, let's say that you're having an anabolic experience or you're having lots of good energy. You might say something like, I'm so grateful that I get to work from home right now. This is a great opportunity. I'm going to learn a new way of doing work, and I'm going to try some new stuff out. That thought triggers a feeling of gratitude, which then leads to a state of flow, creativity, wanting to collaborate, things like that. So that's an anabolic experience. That's the kind of stuff that we want to feel. Catabolic energy, on the other hand, you might say something like, I hate being forced to work at home right now. Like, this is so terrible. Like, I'm tired of this. That thought triggers a feeling of anger, frustration, negativity, and that can lead to stifling your creativity. And it can even lead to fights or conflict because you're in this like negative, yucky energy and vibration. So it's important to be aware of these two kinds of things and which state that you're in. And I kind of look at it as like the stock market. We kind of go up and down every day. Sometimes we're feeling a little more anabolic than catabolic, and it can kind of go up and down. But we want to keep tabs on how often we're in these types of energy. So this is really essential to understand, because once you are aware of the kinds of energy that you're in, you're going to be amazed at the type of energy and synergy you're going to experience once you can identify the energy and then know how to shift into a different one. If you're experiencing a lot of catabolic energy, knowing how to shift back into things that are more anabolic is going to give you a huge edge at work. It's really going to make you feel productive and happy and successful and get you on the right track of where you want to go. It's especially going to be helpful if you're dealing with a lot of burnout issues. So there are some things that I encourage people to think about. 3 things, actually. First one is notice when you're experiencing anabolic energy. So what are those things that get you really happy and motivated? You feel like you're in that state of flow. Things are just clicking for you. And it could even be something like, I got to meditate this morning. That's when I feel anabolic energy. You want to do those things that feed you, and you want to focus on the thoughts and feelings that give you that good feeling of that anabolic high. On the other hand, notice when you're feeling catabolic thoughts or feelings. Notice when you're experiencing those. And if you are, what triggered that thought or emotion? Can you pinpoint it? Can you identify it? And then how can you start working on reframing those thoughts, reframing those feelings, redirecting those feelings towards something more anabolic that will actually help you move your work forward and feel happy about it, drive you towards more success. The other thing as an organization you want to think about is notice when your team is experiencing catabolic or anabolic energy. So what were the circumstances? Was it a particular team member? Is this a chronic issue for them? And what's going to help? What help is your team going to need? If it's one person, maybe they need some coaching. If it's the whole team, maybe you'll need to figure out some things to restructure, how maybe some energy things just aren't working within the team. There could be a whole host of reasons why. So notice that for your team as well, especially if you're a team leader or an organization or a company. What are those things that you can be doing to identify when you're in flow and when you're getting into more of the catabolic state? It's really important to know for your team. So like I said, being aware of this energy is going to help your life, your career. You're going to see how things are flowing. You're going to step into greater leadership when you have this awareness, and when you can switch in and out of which energy you want to be in. So much of this is about awareness and choice. Are you aware of the energy that you're in, and do you want to choose it? Most people say yes, they want to choose it. And you can choose to switch into a different kind of energy. Even in a really challenging experience, you can shift into a different kind of energy. The world is so full of opportunity right now. We just need to be in the right energy to connect with those opportunities. And if you're ready to learn more about your energy and how this applies to your work and your life and how you can transform it, let's connect. Because I truly believe that if you transform your energy, you can transform your life. So I hope that you work happy, live happy, be happy, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.